I'm RK Walker here at NASDAQ MarketSite with an exclusive Financial Buzz interview. Alongside me today is Wayne Tisdale, President and CEO of Scientific Metals Corp. Welcome, Wayne. Why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about your company and your history?
Well, I've been around the mining business for about 30 years, and I've been blessed to be able to work with people and find super cycle trends in the industry, in mining especially. So it's been a very good time. And Scientific Metals is in the cobalt space, and we've identified another cycle in what we think is one of the greater shortages of a commodity in the market.
Mm-hmm. Cobalt.
Cobalt.
And lithium.
And lithium.
Are you specializing primarily in those two metals?
Yes, in those two metals only, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why is cobalt and lithium a big deal right now?
Well, cobalt especially, I'll talk about, is because in every one of our batteries that has lithium in it, it takes about 35% cobalt to make it work. And 65% of our cobalt comes from the DRC, the Congo. And that's where human rights are not even imaginable. It's deplorable because it mostly comes from artisan miners that go and mine. So we have a project here in the United States in the Idaho Cobalt Belt. And it's a very exclusive area of the United States that produces cobalt.
So right now, it's my understanding that cobalt is in surplus, is it not?
No.
No, it's not. It is in deficit. It
Yes.
was in surplus.
It was.
But now because of rising demand.
Well, your electric batteries, your rechargeable batteries have taken a lot of cobalt to, it's a new wave we have. It's a new industry. It's a new revolution.
Thanks to like Tesla.
Tesla.
And Apple with
Well, all your product that you use, everything that is rechargeable has cobalt in it. Mm-hmm. It's just that we're growing as a society, as a world, and everybody has a cell phone, and that puts the pressure on the metal.
Well, you mentioned the Congo. You're trying to locally source from first world countries,
mm-hmm.
mainly North America, correct?
Mainly North America.
Okay.
This project is in the United States of America.
Okay. So you feel that because of political considerations, once it becomes exposed about the Congo and the lithium, the negative publicity will help fuel pressure to bring in American suppliers or North American suppliers.
Yeah, I think if you go back, there's an article on the Washington Post maybe 2 months ago that exposed the terrible conditions in which the children get into by producing cobalt. Mm-hmm. And companies like Apple and Microsoft, et cetera, are now starting to say, where does that cobalt come from and where are we sourcing it from? So they're checking. And it's one of these commodities that's a rare, it's going into deficit. And there's big companies around the world that are just stockpiling it as a future trade. So it's really caught the wave.
Who are majority suppliers right now?
China.
It is China.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they produce like 75% of it. Yeah.
Okay. Are you looking at a pure play? It's my understanding that you typically extract cobalt because you're mining for other.
That's right. Cobalt is an extra commodity within usually nickel or copper, sometimes silver. And so, but in this particular place we are in the United States, in Idaho, in the Cobalt Belt, we're the primary substance. It is cobalt.
And it's just cobalt.
There's a little copper with it, but not enough to really imagine. It's pure cobalt, yeah.
Okay. Are you bringing it? What are your plans for that mine this year?
Well, one of the fortunate thing about us, we ended up making a deal on what they call patented claims or private land. And so therefore we are permitted to go, we can go in and do our exploration work, and that's what we're doing now. We have a historical resource of 1.3 million tons, and it's got a great grade on it, about 0.59. Now, the cobalt is graded like copper, and so it's per ton, and you take the percentages of it. So this is 0.59, which is very high grade, and so we're now starting our exploration program. We're probably 2.5 years ahead of any other companies that are just working off of forest land, because it takes about 2 years to get a permit to go ahead and do your exploration. So we're in the driver's seat in that part. So it's very good. We have a good company down the road called Cobalt, and they're about 15, 20 miles away in the same belt, and they're moving ahead rapidly. They're permitted, and which is really good for us to have that going on.
Are you recently completed a round of financing?
Yes, we
and
did.
you were oversubscribed.
Yes.
So investors Are they picking up on this future demand?
Yeah, they are. I mean, the cobalt industry, some of the market caps of companies that are out there in the junior space are very, very high based on the speculation of cobalt and where it's going. It's risen from, I think, $10 a pound to, it broke $25 a pound last week. So it's a very exciting time for the miners in cobalt.
Now, is that, once again, it's usually traditionally extracted with other metals, like you
Yes.
said, copper and nickel. Now, with production declining in those metals, they would naturally produce less cobalt.
That's correct. So that's put a shortage on the market. Yeah.
Right. So so pure play, so just strictly cobalt miners have an opportunity.
Yes. Yeah. Huge.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what we're seeing, you know, things come back, but there's certainly been a downturn in the nickel and the copper cycle, which has caused again a shortage of cobalt because it comes out with it. So a lot of mines have been shut down, and they don't just start back up instantly. These are huge capex projects to return to, and you have to have a stable price for many years before the bankers will get in and finance it again.
Are you also doing anything with lithium?
We are. We started out in lithium. When we first started our little company and started working there, I was one of the first guys, the co-founder of a company called Pure Energy, which was the first real lithium company on the Toronto Stock Exchange. And it turned out to be one of the big winners. And so I was very familiar with lithium. And we went into lithium as a brine. It's in oil. And so we're in Utah. And we then sort of put it there so we could go back and concentrate on our cobalt. So our financing was primarily based on our cobalt asset.
Okay. Do you believe that your cobalt and lithium operations, they're fairly close to Tesla's factory?
Yeah, they're very close.
Do you think that helps?
Well, I think it helps that we're homegrown in America, and it certainly falls into the president's philosophy is, you know, use homegrown. So I think that's a big advantage for us.
Plus, do you feel it's only a matter of time before political considerations and the human rights considerations start taking a forefront and pressuring the manufacturers to start going with American suppliers?
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, we will never be enough supply, but they'll change their ways of how they're doing it, I'm sure. Yeah.
What are your plans this year?
This year we're starting our Expiration Program. We've already started. We've are moving our crews in, and we'll repair the underground workings, which is really good. Our historical data shows us that we have where our structure is, where the past drill holes have been, where we know what the results are, so we can retarget that, and it'll be an exciting spring and summer for us.
Long term, what are your goals?
Long term would be to build up a resource and have an exit plan with a major that would take it.
Do you feel like serious shortages are imminent with cobalt or lithium, or do you feel that the mining is slowly ramping up, or it's ramping up enough to pick up the slack?
Certainly not on cobalt. No.
So serious shortages.
I think you could see $50 a ton, or $50 a pound on cobalt. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So will you be ready to take advantage of that?
Well, it's going to take us, you know, a few years to put our total resource together, as it always does in these projects. I think we're definitely in the space and the time, and there's lots of capital for us to do it. So we got all the combinations of working. We've got a great team, and so I'm excited about it.
Great. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
I'd like to thank again our guest, Wayne Tisdale, President and CEO of Scientific Metals Corp. I'm R.K. Walker. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you again next time.